Okay, so now that we've gone over the vocal part for Puspawarna, I'd like to just go over one concept that we didn't get to last week, and that is the concept of seleh. This you can definitely see in the vocal parts, and it's going to be even more important once we start learning suling, which I believe we're going to be getting into starting next week. So basically, in Javanese Gamelan, all of the music is organized into these 4-note groups called gotro. So each of these little 4-note groups is a gotro. And basically, all of those elaborating instruments that we talked about, so everything that's not playing the balongan, is basically moving around, taking their own path, but arriving all together on the very last note of each gotro. So this last note of each gotro is considered to be the strong beat. And so basically everyone takes their own path, but then at the very end, they will all play 5. Now, for some players, they might play that 5 a little bit early or a little bit late, usually a little bit late. But for the most part, these last notes are what's guiding everybody. So this could be considered to be like the primary organizing principle of gamelan. So like if we think of harmony as being the main organizing principle of Western classical music, then in that case, the seleh concept is really the primary organizing principle in gamelan. So if we look at this little passage here, the seleh of this first gotro is mo, or 5. The seleh of this last gotro is lu, and then a nam, right here. So all of the players are going to take their own path, but they're going to arrive on the same note right here, right? So this is what allows a really complex set of polyphony. These instruments can be playing up to 20 different melodies at the exact same time, but it still feels organized. It still feels coherent. So we can hear that actually in Puspawarna. So if we look at the gerong part that we actually just sung, so take a look at this. Here, all right, we don't land exactly on 1, but it goes straight away to 1. So other than this, all of our seleh tones are at the exact same time. So look at the gerong part. It's playing its own melody, but then 5, we're together with the balongan here. And then we move forward. 3, we're together with the balongan again here. And you can see that all the way through this piece. For each of these 4-note groupings in the balongan, the gerong arrives at exactly the moment of seleh, and we'll be singing the exact same note. And you can even hear that in the sinden part. So let's listen one more time to a little bit of Puspawarna, which we just did, and check out how the sinden, that's the female vocal soloist who's playing in free time, listen to how she arrives at the goal tones, sometimes at the exact same time as the balongan, sometimes just a little bit late. So let's listen real quick from the very beginning here. Listen for the sinden now, how she arrives on this seleh note nam for the gong. There. Did you hear that? Try one more time. Quite a bit after we reach the seleh, but always gets there. Now we're in the melit. Five. Okay, so as you're listening to further pieces, I want you to pay attention to those seleh notes. In later lectures, we're going to go over a little bit how those instruments do it, exactly how they're all approaching the same tone, and we're going to look at different ways that those instruments are developed using their own specific patterns. But I just want you to keep that seleh concept in mind. So as you are singing along with the future vocal parts, pay attention especially to that last note, because that last note really should feel like a strong point, a point of arrival, where everybody is kind of coming together at this single point. All right, so just keep that in mind when we're going through future pieces.